Creating a new daily progress summary note. From the daily activities screen, click to create a new daily summary progress note, the blue button directly under the individual's photograph. The software will ask you if you wish to create a dated daily summary note. Select yes. On the screen, you will see that you need to set the service date. It is highlighted in bright red. Once you select the calendar drop-down, you can select the date. We'll create a daily activity note for the 19th because we created a daily activity note that we had worked on CAG goals from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. So I'm going to say that we worked on exercise and preparing nutritional items in getting ready for lunch. So we're going to put notes under two goals being the same direct support staff. The next thing that we want to do is double check our frequency and make sure that we know that she's supposed to be working on goal number 2, which is identified again over here, twice a week. This will come in handy when we look at the progress charts later on over here to the right. So directly below that frequency, we're going to set the goal status. And the goal status is 6 hardwired opportunities that you can select. Was there no opportunity? Was the goal refused? Did she have no progress, some progress, moderate progress, or did she achieve the goal? These can be changed by your administrator. We're going to say that she had moderate progress. Her support level was verbal because I, as the direct support staff, encouraged her. My start time for exercise was 9:30 a.m. So I'm selecting the hour from the outer band of the clock and the minutes from the inner band. Selecting a.m. and set the time to close. So I worked on this from 9:30 until 10:30. We had an hour's worth of exercise that we worked on this particular goal. Select AM and set the time and close. You also have the opportunity over here to select whether the goal progress summary has been reviewed with the individual. This is a yes or no. We're going to say no, that we didn't discuss this with her at this time. So you have 2 boxes down here below that can be utilized for notes. Your direct support staff is going to enter their daily person-centered summary on the right side. The left side is the goal progress summary. This is usually input by the director or the DDP. And there's a review, whether it's weekly, monthly, quarterly, semi-annually, annually, or every 60 days. But for the most part, the direct support staff is going to be working off the right side of these 2 note fields. So the first thing as a direct support staff I'm going to do is I'm going to click the Enter Date and Time button. This tells me what day of the week it is, what the actual date is, and at what time this note was created. What I'm going to type here is who by referring to the individual's direct name, Kimberly. I'm going to say what she did, when she did it, and what the results are. You want to cover who, what, when, where, why, and how, and you need to do it in 2 to 3 sentences. You can be as short or as wordy as you want in these notes. It's unlimited. Capability to create a note in each one of these goals. So I've put in here what Kimberly and I worked on, what the results were, how long she did it, because I've got it tagged in the time. And then the last thing that I want to do is sign my note. So even though I'm going to create 2 notes under 2 goal fields, I'm creating this note for myself. So I'm going to put my signature in here. Now, once my V signature has been added to this report and I click OK, this is my note. It says that it's signed. If there is another direct support staff creating or working on these goals on the same day, you need to create a separate note. under your own login and under your own credentials. So I'm going to move on to goal number 3, that we worked on nutrition prep. I've already got my dates set in there. The goal status is moderate progress because she's doing a really good job with this. I'm going to say that we had both verbal and physical because I've helped her line things out. My start time on this was going to be 10:30 a.m. Set the time and close to 11:30 because we're preparing for lunch. This was the perfect opportunity for us to work on those skills. Now, you'll notice over here there's a gold button that says Additional Services and Care Plan Items. When I click this button, it gives me a list of other items that we might have worked on while we were working on preparing lunch. So I'm going to set over here that we talked about meal planning and we worked on meal prep and serving. And we created a shopping list. And so I can go through here and select these radio buttons, which will show up on the printed note. I can save my note and go back to the daily summary. My note is already signed, so once I save and go back to daily activities, now my note, when I scroll down to the bottom, is there for 5/19.